What is up, you guys? Back at it with another video. Today we're going to take the Lectric XP out and just see if we can go find some dirt to ride. Nothing crazy. I just want to try to maybe even find like a grass field with some hills. I know where a couple schools are, so I'm going to scout them out, see what we can find, see what we can make happen. Let's get on into it. If you start riding e-bikes, whether it's Lectric XP or any other hot bikes on the market, there's going to be two numbers that you're going to instantly be obsessed with. One is top speed, the other is range. And both those numbers are fudged by the companies. I will say Lectric is pretty honest. They're pretty accurate with their estimates. They say you can get around 25 miles on the bike, and you can truly do that. 25, 30 miles on the bike is possible. Much more than that isn't really going to happen. I hit 37 my first time out, and I think it's because I had the best case scenario, like flat ground, really smooth, new paved road. I had the pedal assist pretty low. I wasn't really making the bike work very hard, so it lasted longer. But nowadays, I'm getting 15, 20 miles out of it before it starts to want to get like low on battery because I'm riding it pretty hard. I'm doing full power pedal assist, making it climb hills like that. I'm really doing a lot of work on the bike, so the range is lower. And the other number that they kind of fudged is top speed. They claim the bike can do 28 miles an hour, and I was talking to a guy in the comments about it for my last video. The bike can do 28 miles an hour, but not quite as easily as you think. I'm going to roll in a little clip here of me testing that 28 miles an hour now, so you can see what I'm talking about. Downhill in 7th gear on the transmission, pedal assist 5. Just kind of spinning my legs, not really any resistance, but we're doing 24 miles an hour, and this bike will do this all day. 20, 25 miles an hour all day long on Lectric XP. This is its happy point. It is honestly capable of 28, but as you see there, like, to get it, you're gonna have to work for it. Let's see if we can even reach it now, because we had a guy in the last video asking about that. Speed bump, let's see if we can send it. Woo! Jumps. This is me spinning my legs as hard as I can, and there's that 20. So as you saw in that clip, the bike will do 28 miles an hour, but you got to work for it. And out the gate, it will not. You have to go on the computer and unlock 28 miles an hour. Out the box, you're getting 20, 25 miles an hour top speed, no matter how hard you work. You go in there, hit a few buttons in the right order, it'll unlock the 28 miles an hour. But again, you have to work for it. It's not as simple as pulling the throttle and getting 28 miles an hour. It's not as simple as pulling the throttle and getting 25 miles an hour. 15 to 20 is about all this bike's going to do on throttle, max. And that's like downhill, smooth ground. You got to get that cadence going to kind of speed up the bike, get it some more power going in there. You have to do a little bit of work. Even in the highest pedal assist level, you're going to have to work if you want to go fast on Lectric XP. But speaking of that cadence sensor, that's kind of one of the things that I've decided isn't so great on it. Please appease me if you already know about all this, but if you don't, I just want to kind of talk to you about a little bit about the kind of sensors, the power sensors that are in these e-bikes. There's two main kinds, a torque sensor and a cadence sensor. A torque sensor is the better of the two options. What it does is it senses how much resistance you have and then sends in the perfect amount of power to make it easy based on the pedal assist level you are in. If you're in pedal assist 1, the easiest or the hardest, with a torque sensor, it senses that you're struggling, it sends you just a little bit of power. You bump it up to 5, which should be the easiest on the rider. The torque sensor senses you struggling, it sends a lot of power. Torque sensor is what you want. But if you're shopping in the $900 price point or sub 1,000, maybe even sub 1,500, you're not really going to see torque sensors. What you're going to see is cadence sensors, which is what the Lectric XP has. It is right there. The way a cadence sensor works is it senses your legs passing it. When your legs pass the little sensor in there, which is full of magnets, it sends power. It's an on-off switch. It sends power if you are passing it with your legs. The problem with that is, let's say you're going down a steep hill. Anybody who's ridden the bicycle down a steep hill knows your legs will spin, you'll have zero resistance. If you're spinning your legs down a hill on a bike with a cadence sensor, what it's going to do is send power that you don't even need. You're already going full speed down a hill, it's sending power, it's wasting battery. So you have to get into a habit of, when you're going downhill, stopping those legs. You want to let the gravity, let the hill, let all of that, the weight of your body and the bike just coast you down the hill without moving your legs. That way the motor turns off. You're not wasting battery because, as I said at the beginning, The big number you are worried about is range. So you got to do these little things to save your range, or else you're going to get stuck out somewhere, which I have, with no battery, having to pedal a 65-pound bike home, working that gearbox and trying to lug this thing along and murdering yourself. Trust me, riding the Lectric XP with no pedal assist is treacherous. Don't do it. If you think you can do it, you can't. Trust me, it will suck. So what you want to do with the cadence sensor, you're going to be going down the hill, you want to stop those legs, and right before the hill bottoms out or peaks or whatever the hill does that you're on, you want to then either get on the throttle to get the motor going or start spinning your legs at the very, very end. Because the thing about the cadence sensor in Lectric XP is it's not very immediate. Some cadence sensors, like I rode the Rad Mission 1 earlier. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a picture of it. Video coming on that soon. You turn that thing half a rotation and Rad Power bikes like just flexes their like muscle and shows you what they're about. That cadence sensor kicks in instantly. Lectric doesn't have it as dialed in as Rad Power. It takes 2, sometimes even 3 full rotations to get that thing to click and send you down the road. So if you wait too long, you're going to hit that bottom of that hill or the incline on the next hill and have nothing there to help you out. So you want to start spinning at the very end, kind of just estimate out 3 pedal rotations before you actually need the power so it can kick in and carry you on the way. If you can learn that skill, the bike will be fine, but I got to give it a knock on that. The cadence sensor could be better. Again, $900 bike, but with that being said, right now you can get a Rad Power Rad Mission 1 for $10.95. So $200 more, a significantly better cadence sensor, and depending on what you're into, better styling. I like this fat tire bike, kind of beach cruisery style. The Rad Power or the Rad Mission 1 looks more like a kind of fixed gear bike, like a real simple road bike. A lot of people like that. So maybe you'll see my review on that. Maybe you might want to go to that camp for that better little piece of tech there. But this does have some hitters, some winners, you know. And one of the things that you get on this that you don't get on some of the competition is a Shimano Tourney transmission. You're going to get a full derailleur 7-speed transmission that is honestly pretty good. The Shimano Tourney is pretty low on their list of like their products, but it's still a Shimano. It's still a really high quality bicycle component. It's kind of like, imagine if you buy the cheapest Mercedes. You still have a Mercedes at the end of the day. You buy a Shimano Tourney, it's not the best thing that you can get from Shimano, but you still got a Shimano, which is pretty nice, as opposed to what you'd get on some of the competitors, just random Chinese brands that are like nobody's ever heard of and are trash. Like Shimano's good product, so good job on that, Lectric. The next thing you're getting on this bike that is really nice is 2 mechanical disc brakes. Yes, hydraulic brakes would be better, but mechanical is good enough. It's better than like a squeeze in the rim, like a lot of these bikes have, just like clamping down on your wheel to slow it down. That's archaic and trash. This is better. Disc brakes, thank you. One on both ends, they work flawlessly. I'm going to get on the bike and talk while I ride so you can see this thing in action. I like just getting on the bike, pulling the throttle to get going, and then spinning my legs after I'm moving, and then the cadence sensor kicks in. That's how I prefer to ride this bike. I usually keep it in 3, but when I'm off-road, I usually kick it into 5 because I'm trying to have fun. I'm not really worried about range. You can kick it into 5, you can climb just about anything. Let's try to climb these hills here. Obviously, if you ever filmed with GoPro or you watch many vlogs, you know GoPro makes everything look smaller than it actually is. It's just how it works. So this hill is much bigger than it looks, but we're going to go up it without much resistance. The bike does it. It just keeps climbing. The torque kicks in. You got it. You can climb all day long on the Lectric XP without issue. I love this bike going off-road, climbing up hills. You got no suspension, which again, $900 bike. You're not going to expect really baller transmission or really baller suspension for under $1,000. That just doesn't happen in the world of bicycles. You can't have that. I mean, there are some bikes that will give you suspension under $1,000, but it will be trash suspension, and you'd be better off having no suspension. You know what I mean? Woo! But this is kind of what I like to do on this bike, honestly. I like to explore, find a school that's like closed or whatever, find some place to ride off-road, just send it, just have a little good time. This is what I was doing on the Versus, but it's loud, it's heavy, it's obnoxious to do it this year. And it can get you in legal trouble. Like, if a cop comes here, they're going to be like, oh, you're riding your bicycle around the school. Hey, get out of here. You're trespassing. No harm, no foul. If they come here and catch me on my big adventure bike, there's going to be a whole world of traffic tickets that come along with it. And honestly, probably not, because I'll probably try to find my grounding and run. Like, I'm not going to wait around to get a ticket on the Versus. I'm going to book it and get into all kinds of different trouble there, you know. If I do stick around, it would suck, you know. But on this bike, you can explore all you want. You can have all the fun you want. The bike won't let you down in that department. If you're just looking to have like a good runabout that's fun, you like those beach cruiser style bikes, you want to get off road a little bit, the Lectric XP is for you if you're on a budget, honestly. There are better bikes out there. Those better bikes cost more money. So you got to decide where you're at. If you're trying to save a few bucks, kind of test the water, see if you're into the whole e-bike thing, I think the Lectric XP is an exceptional place to start. You can get a little bit of exercise if you want. If you're lazy, you can just turn that pedal assist up, throw that thing in 7th, and just coast and just chill, you know? Have a good time without working too hard. It's great. One thing that I do have to say, though, is if you're getting the Lectric XP expecting to ride with your friends who have regular pedal bikes, not gonna work. The power on this bike, the speeds on this bike just kick in too easy for a regular road bike to keep up. Like, most people are going to be doing 12, 15 miles an hour on a pedal bike. For this to be doing 12, 15 miles an hour on a surface street, you're going to have to hold the brake the whole time to keep it going that slow because of the way the Cadence sensor works. Like, let's say I'm coasting along at, oh, there's big bumps there. Woohoo! Let's say I'm coasting along at 7 miles an hour here, riding with my friend that has a bicycle. I decide to spin my legs. This thing is going to speed me up and carry me away from them. We're going to see a hill. They're going to slow down because they have to start working their legs a little bit more. I'm going to coast on up the hill. I tried riding with a friend who's on a regular bicycle. It's just a bad time. It doesn't really work. It's not fun for either one of you because you're leaving them or you're holding your brake a lot. Really, if you're riding an e-bike, you're going to want to ride with other people that have an e-bike. When we had this bike and the Rad Mission 1 out, they were exceptional together. The Rad Mission 1, because of its lower rolling resistance on those really thin tires, it will get going a little bit quicker. This bike's torque kicks in a little stronger. So when you reach a hill, you're going to leave them on this. This thing will take you up a hill a lot faster than that Rad Power bike. But it'll also take you down a hill pretty quickly. You see the steep hill here. You can just find your line and send it. Like, this is a really steep hill. The camera isn't showing it, but really steep. Down it, no issue. The Lectric XP is honestly a blast. I don't really have a lot of bad to say about it besides the cadence sensor not being too great. I've had 0 issues over the last 133 miles. I've had tons and tons and tons of fun on this bike. I honestly can't sing its praises enough. For $900, you can't really do much better than this. If you're into the styling, do it. Like, honestly, don't even hesitate. Test the waters. I've had somewhere in the 50, like 55-ish motorcycles, lots of pedal bikes. I used to race fixed gear bikes competitively at the velodrome and alley cat races. I've done all the two-world stuff. I've ridden scooters, vintage Vespas. I have a pretty well-versed view of the two-wheel world, and I can honestly say e-bikes are the most fun you can have on 2 wheels. Especially when you factor in price, man. $900 doesn't get you much motorcycle. It doesn't get you much scooter. It doesn't really get you much regular pedal bike. But an e-bike, $900, so good. I plan to review a lot more of these bikes. So, like, not just this one, but I have a bunch of others that I'm working out, getting my hands on. Like I said, the Rad Mission 1 video is coming soon. But if you're interested in this at all, please just comment down below and let me know what e-bike you'd like to see me ride. If you enjoyed this video, enjoyed kind of seeing me like just kind of test the limits on the electric a little bit, please hit a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. The subscriber count is going up slowly but surely, and I'm super stoked on it. I'm so happy that people are watching these videos and subscribing. If you have any questions about the Lectric XP, the Kawasaki Versys 650, the Triumph Bonneville T100, the BMW 310R, any of the G310R, any of the bikes that I have access to that I have at my house, just let me know. I will get you the answer. I'll help you out. If you want to know about an aftermarket part I have on any of my bikes or any of the stuff, just holler. I'm here to help you guys out. I think ultimately, if I review all the stuff I have, the next guy reviews all the stuff he has, we can have a well-grounded, really strong YouTube community of just senders sharing information with each other so we all know what's up. I have learned so much from YouTube videos, and I just want to kind of give back and help contribute to that greater big world where we can all be DIY, we can all have fun, we can all know all about the products we're interested in before they show up at our doorstep and we have buyer's remorse, you know? So, again, thank you guys for your support. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you on the next one. Peace.